I'm back at the boat yet again. I've got one full day, and my priority really is simply to install these hoses. My tiny little space is absolutely inundated with stuff. Here I have temporarily the hoses I need to install. Actually, this is, I don't need to install that. That's an old one. That's old. Exhaust, oh no, that's the fill and the exhaust and the cockpit scuppers. Let's get that out of here and start installing this little one. That's the fuel tank. Let's get that out of there. There's the old one and the new. Make a little simple messenger to pull it through. It's not even a very good job, is it? I think that'll be all right. Flip these old ones off, I think. What is this? Oh, it's completely disconnected. It's nothing. This one. This is the one I want right here. Hose is probably perfectly okay, but I figure it's for my drinking water. I don't want it to burst. Okay, let's go ahead and get back. We'll get back there now and pull it out. So I've got to get back around here. This is the transom. Back over this way. Luckily, there is a bit of a wall there, so it's not terribly deep. So that curly hose right there, that's the hose I need to disconnect and pull out. So let's go ahead and do that. And then once I get that back in, then I can work on the exhaust hose, which goes onto that fitting right there. I'm going to try to reuse these. Zip ties, because these are the type of zip ties that have the screws in them. And I don't know why, but they're really expensive compared to regular zip ties. I don't know why they would be, and they're usually not quite very big either. What's going on here? I bought some zip ties, but I don't think I bought any that actually have the mounting screw set up like this. can't even, I gotta cut that right there anyway, so you can't even see. Bastard. Yeah, I think that knot's stuck. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. I'm gonna start it in there. Okay, snapped the new hose through. Can I or can I not use this old one here? I don't know. Oh, it slid right on. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. Here's the old hose. I mean, it's still pliable and whatnot. It's just gross on the outside. Just a breather hose, but better safe than sorry. Okay, well, I bought zip ties, and they are bound to be somewhere. So let's get to digging. Okay, I lied. These aren't. I got some of these. And there's a bag of 25, and they were less than $10. I was just looking for the heavy duty ones, you know, the ones that are much wider. And online, the ones that I was able to find, they were like, I don't know, it was like $35 for a packet of 12 or something. Maybe even more. It was really crazy. But I do have those, and these I could just drill in, you know, screw into the wood bulkhead down there, which is good. And then I got a couple of crazy overexpensive T-clamps. I figured that if I'm going to put this new exhaust hose in and I can't get to it and it's right at the water line, I want to make sure these last for a really long time. And so bite the bullet and do that. Pretty much all the other clamps I can get to without too much difficulty, so I won't worry about even under the water line. You know, I would prefer to use T-clamps, and I might actually do so, but at least I can get there. They're relatively accessible, whereas these are not, or at least the end of that transom end of the exhaust hose is not. Okay, that hose is in and secured. Hopefully you can see that. Next I was going to move on to the onto the exhaust, which would go out through there, I think. I can't even see. But what I discovered a year ago or something is that the instrument panel lighting, the warning lights on the back of this instrument panel here, it's not attached. It's just dangling. And so these quote-unquote idiot lights, these warning lights, are of no use to me. So instead of putting that monster hose in yet, I want to take advantage of the room I have and pull this out and do something to attach this. And for better or worse, the panel that they have here, this black panel that fits in this box, it's just screwed in and there's no sealant in there. So that's another thing I want to do, is I'll probably put some butyl tape in there to seal this up from water. And I'm not sure exactly how to do this with the lights, but maybe I'll back it with a panel of clear plastic here so that this can be fairly watertight. This box essentially is fairly watertight, but I do get the advantage of these lights. Part of that process, of course, will be trying to figure out which lights are which. There are 4 of them. I don't know which ones, I don't know what they do, so we'll figure that out. This bottom corner was glued. It doesn't really want to come out. There we go. This is all some of the dust from the fiberglass work I did. That's pretty thick. All right, I guess I'll disconnect the stop stop line. That way I can put the whole thing out and work on it out here. Let's try if I can see if I can get this knob off right here. Hold on to, oh, there we go. Okay, that wasn't much. Oh, it's like they doubled it up. This is, okay, that's interesting. Take this off. This is why boat projects take so long. Really, that those wires should be re-crimped. It's standard copper wire, not tinned, and they should be using heat shrink there. Well, I'm not here to reinvent the wheel, so I'm not going to get into this. Like this white wire right here. Right here, like I could clip that off and redo it. This red wire, but it's all part of this harness right here. Actually, that red wire would be pretty simple, but you got this red wire here, and that's part of this bound harness. I mean, it wouldn't be terribly difficult, but I've got the day and I really want to get this damn hose in, and I don't want to put this I don't want to put the exhaust hose in until I get this back in. So yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Okay, I just scored a piece of Lexan. It's about 1/8 inch thick. I would prefer it was a little less, just a little bit thinner, but wasn't too expensive. And it's a 10-year limited warranty against yellowing. Or where does that say? Yeah, against yellowing. I was going to use all 4 of these holes on these lights here to secure it well, but really the ones on the outside, this one, or on the long ends, that one there is even cracked, I think. And there's not much of a width of that, but anyways, this one here looks good, and this one over here looks good, so I'm just going to use those 2. Most of this is done. It's too bad. Such a waste. It's all jacked up. I'm really kind of bummed I got these wrong. You can't see, I don't think they're here, but they're offset to the lights are actually to the left just a little bit. Yeah, it's too bad. But anyways, not too bad. I will take a picture of the wiring back here, so I can determine what these lights actually mean. I'll figure that out with the parts breakdown. And then I will label them when I have that information. But for right now, I just want to get it in, and then I can start putting together that, or installing that exhaust hose. Okay, now that I've calmed down a little bit, let me show you what happened. I'm just trying to put this back up in here. And this happened. I don't know if you can see that. This whole thing is just so thin and brittle. At least it is in that corner. It's unbelievable. So I'm going to take the whole thing out, and the hoses are going to have to wait a while longer. There's a lot of adhesive on this thing, which there seems to be. That's great. All right, well, this is where I'm at. Let's see that. And I wanted to remove this so that I could apply some fiberglass to it to reinforce it. But if I take it out, there's a real good chance I destroy it. I don't want to do that. But getting to it in here is a real freaking problem too. Oh, and this is the corner that's a problem right here. And they already sealed this back up. It's just a bad unit to begin with. But I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I got some freaking dust up here. I'll just go ahead and clean it up, sand it as best I can from here by hand, and then lay some fiberglass along the top and that side. Hopefully I can get over there too to reinforce that, and we'll go from there. All right, let's get some sandpaper. Well, I've got epoxy. Those are pretty much full. I've got cups. I've got pretty much everything I need. And I got a smiling face over here, which is cool too. Alright, that's what I got. It's not great. I guess I gotta wipe that up too. I mean, it'll hold it, so that's good. And I don't have to cut it out and sand it a little bit once it's cured tomorrow. Okay, both the what's this called? The air and the fill are in and tight. That's good. Now let's see if I can maybe tackle this. This is it's relatively easy to get to, I believe. Yeah, right there. That's the one of the two cockpit drains, and the other one's over here. So let's go ahead and let's get this one out here. It looks like the easy one, and we'll go from there. Well, I wasn't expecting this. The thickness of the previous tubes are a lot thinner than these. They got the same internal diameter, but these are much thicker. And they will not fit because they are fully extended, which is probably not a big deal because they got a little bit of surface rust on them, so maybe replace them anyways. But damn. Good morning. Another day. I got caught up with a friend last night, and that's okay. It was already 6:30, and I'd been at it for about 12 hours all day. But as with any boat work, this is definitely taking a lot longer, a lot more side trips than I expected. I got one hose in yesterday. It's not a lot, but this this now is set up. That's pretty good and strong. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off, and I think call it a weekend. I'm going to have to come back to actually get those hoses installed.